you want your coffee in the shot, or do you want me to take it now?
No, I want to keep it. I'm trying to cover the logo. Does this look natural?
Totally. Yeah, I drink like this.
We're going corporate. Welcome to Thanks for Watching. I'm Zach Toombs.
I'm Lauren Zima, and I'm tired.
And we're talking today about The Americans, of course, plus ABC's new sitcom Fresh Off the Boat.
I need white people lunch.
What is the store so excited about?
And, you know what that means. Should we start fresh?
Let's start fresh. Fresh Off the Boat is ABC's new sitcom. It's based on the memoir of Eddie Huang, the celebrity chef. Eddie Huang himself has actually said some not so nice things about this television adaptation, but guess what? Critics like it.
I thought it was hilarious. Here's what I loved about it. Obviously, everybody saw the success of Blackish, and the thought process here is spotlighting families with different cultural backgrounds is something that can be done in a mainstream way.
That's me, your boy Eddie Huang. Check it.
You feel like you're seeing this family that is fresh off the boat, but there's still familial roles that everybody can relate to. The overbearing mom, the rebellious kid, and it was just really funny and great.
The mother, in the narrator's words, is a tiger mom before the tiger mom was a thing.
She was the scene stealer for me. I loved her.
Constance Wu was her name. Yeah.
Free sample.
This is free.
Okay.
Remind me, what is the name of the guy who plays the father?
He's just the guy from The Interview.
We're gonna edit this part out, obviously, because we don't want to look like idiots.
I'm okay with looking like an idiot.
Okay.
100% okay with
Yeah, I thought it was a genuinely funny episode. The first couple episodes, really, especially
also
for a network
smart
sitcom.
of them to sandwich it, I thought, around Modern Family. Usually, networks will do a strong show as a lead-in for a new show, but this time they put an episode of Fresh Off the Boat around Modern Family. Also, it didn't air at its weekly time slot. It's normally going to be on Tuesdays, and it aired on Wednesday night to have that Modern Family tie-in.
Right, which, yeah, smart move.
Smart move.
A writer for Jezebel made a great point today saying that Fresh Off the Boat really flipped the script and turned white suburbia into the other, which so often we've seen, that play out the other way around.
Yeah, you really saw that interaction, especially with the mom, because she's trying to bond with the other suburban moms in the neighborhood.
You think I like pretending Samantha isn't carrying a baggie of dog poops in her hand? No, I don't like this. We all see the poops there. It's rolling around.
It gave great perspective while also keeping things relatable. So it gave you great perspective on things that seemed familiar. I also love that it's set in the 90s. I mean, I know that it's about his memoir, and I love that they stuck true to that. They didn't try to make it set in today. Love that it's set in the 90s. The fact that he loves gangster rap is like a whole nother paradigm.
Yeah, the whole Notorious B.I.G. subplot is, I mean, that made the first episode.
It was great.
Are we giving thanks, or are we saying no thanks to Fresh Off the Boat?
Let's say it on the count of 3. Give thanks?
Giving thanks,
That's
yes.
how I'm counting to 3 these days. You'll
Is the
see
Magic
why I'm
Mike tie-in really necessary for every segment today? Are you doing that?
Absolutely.
Are we segueing?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's segue.
The Magic Mike XXL trailer is here, and I've watched it 32 times in 32 minutes.
So I didn't see the original Magic Mike. I thought, well, disappointed Matthew McConaughey is not in this, because McConaughey is going to make everything better. We all know that.
If there was one thing everyone was wanting, it was Zach Toombs' take on the Magic Mike XXL trailer.
And now you have it. The opening for this trailer was actually pretty funny. Didn't you think it was kind of...
You used the word hilarious.
Yeah, I thought it
would
was really
use the
funny.
word cheekily funny.
Cheekily funny.
And also, I mean, just the humor wasn't the point, Zach.
The best thing about the trailer was that it gave America another excuse to listen to Genuine. Let's be honest.
I mean, that song's been stuck in my head since the trailer.
You don't say.
Since I saw it, obviously.
Really?
Here's what I will say. The trailer knows exactly what its audience wants from it.
Subtlety.
Gives its audience exactly that. Even throws in a "you're welcome" on screen at the end. No idea really what the movie's about, and the IMDb description for the movie.
Let's pull it up.
It's great.
The continuing
I think we should read it together.
The continuing story of male stripper, Magic Mike.
Now,
That's all you need to know.
I'm kind of a grammar psycho. There's no need for the comma to be there, and just the continuing story. Well, it's a sequel.
You made a point about the original Magic Mike,
Yes.
that you thought it was, it was marketed as a movie for, girlfriends to go out and just have fun seeing together, but it didn't really deliver on that promise.
It didn't. It wasn't, it didn't have like the Sex and the City fun girls night. I think that the trailer for the original movie made everyone think it would have. But what was surprising was it was pretty well reviewed by critics. What the movie succeeded on is, even though it wasn't necessarily what the average woman expected, she still got hot guys on screen, so she didn't really care. And then the critics were happy too, so kind of a win-win there. I'll be interested to see what the sequel, if it is as well received critically. As you noted, McConaughey's not in it, Soderbergh is not on board for this one. But they saw what people liked about the first one, and they've given us that clearly in the trailer.
Nice to meet you. Magic Mike.
Great trailer, fun music, fun times, Channing Tatum, keep on dancing, Magic Mike XXL. Subtle in every sense of the word.
What range to go from Foxcatcher to Magic Mike XXL?
Don't underestimate Channing Tatum.
Obviously. We've really flown through our first two segments.
I know.
This is efficiency.
Is it feeling great?
Yes.
We wouldn't be in this situation if I was handling Yusuf.
Who are you?
The Americans.
So The Americans, it's a second episode of season 3, aired on Wednesday night. It's still delivering. It's still
crushing.
It's still crushing.
I say that because of what happened in the episode.
Let's not even talk about.
Can I talk about it? I have to talk about it.
So there's a scene toward the beginning of the episode. Anybody who watched this week's episode knows exactly what we're talking about.
The sound. Here's the thing. You knew from episode 1 that this chick is dead, so there's no spoiler alert here. Annalise was killed, and in the beginning of this week's episode, they have to dispose of her body, and there's a good amount of time spent on breaking her body down and fitting her in a suitcase, which I thought was interesting because I don't know if I've ever seen that in a television show before. But the sound of them breaking
it's like a tree
her
branch.
bones. I want to know from the sound editors what they use for that.
That scene was necessary in building up this idea that Yusuf is now part of Philip's and Elizabeth's game. They have dirt on him.
Yeah. And I will say that scene was, I think it spoke to what I liked about the show, and what I said last week is kind of the basicness of them as spies. Like, they don't have a lot to work with. It's just the two of them. He had to call her and say, I need help taking care of something. And the two of them have to do everything, rely on everything for each other. And I see the parallel there in both them as spies and them living in this country and being married,
This is a very, it's a stripped down spy game. It's not James Bond.
Right.
And
what's marriage if not disposing of a body together?
Right. I mean, that was romance. The episode again revisits this huge debate between Philip and Elizabeth over Paige's fate, over their daughter's fate, and whether she is going to follow their lead and become a KGB spy in America. Philip doesn't want this. He wants a better life. He doesn't want a life where she's packing people into suitcases or ending up in a suitcase herself.
Ideologically, she's open to the right ideas.
Philip is whiny.
Really? Philip's whiny for not wanting his daughter to have this, terrible life that he has?
He's just whiny. And Elizabeth has to take care of everything.
Philip is conflicted. Elizabeth is extremely driven. We learned some interesting backstory on Elizabeth this episode, in that when she was 16, the KGB came to her, and her mother unblinkingly said, yes, do this, serve your country.
That was very reflective on where she gets her personality from. I mean, she said my mother didn't hesitate, and you can see that reflected in her. It was interesting to hear that backstory, also knowing that she knows her mother's dying. And Philip suggested, well, we could find a way to go back and see your mother, and she just, without hesitation, said no, we can't go back there. I like the way that this show reveals the character through decisions like that.
I am not blowing this chance.
It is unpredictable, and it always changes.
There's also something to be said for how often they're mentioning Elizabeth's father this season. They've referenced before in previous seasons that he was a deserter during World War II and that he was shot. I think the reason they keep bringing that up is because they're making some sort of statement, the showrunners are making some sort of statement about Elizabeth's feelings for Philip and her impression of him.
She thinks he's whiny.
Does she see some of her father in Philip? Does she think that he's the kind of guy who's going to, turn away from the mission? In so many ways, Philip likes the American lifestyle, and one of those Americanisms that he has latched onto is the idea that his children can have a different and better life than he has had, and won't have to make the same sacrifices that he's made. Elizabeth obviously doesn't entirely buy into that.
I thought The Americans a solid second episode. Once again, loving the female character of Elizabeth. She is a driving force. I'm gonna chug this. On that note.
Some good off-brand coffee right there.
Oh yeah. Thanks for watching.